Heart surgeon warns, skip these 7 foods or risk a deadly heart attack after 70. Do you hear that sound? It's not the noise of traffic, not the ticking of a clock. It's the sound of your heart straining with every beat, fighting to cope with what you've been eating for decades. No one told you this when you were young. No doctor warned you when you were only 50 or 60. But after 70, everything changes. Every meal is no longer just about eating for pleasure. It can become a gamble between living and not making it through. Did you know that in the U.S., every 40 seconds, someone suffers a heart attack? And worse, 1 in 5 happens with no warning signs at all. No pain, no fatigue, no chest tightness, just never waking up again. The question is, how many of them still believed they were eating normally? So what is silently killing the heart? It could be the can of soup you've kept in the pantry, the slice of cake after lunch, or the cold cuts in the sandwich you've been eating since you were young. They don't harm you right away, but over time they build up into plaque, blocking blood flow, squeezing the heart. And then, all it takes is one quiet moment, and that's enough. If you're in your 70s or caring for elderly parents, this is not just an ordinary video. This is a wake-up call with practical solutions to protect the heart of the person you love most. And don't think everything is hopeless, because by simply replacing just 1 food a day, you can actually reverse the dangerous path your heart is heading down. Are you curious which food tops the list as the silent killer of older adults? It's not a takeout. It's something you've very likely eaten this week. Let's begin right now. Seven, canned soup and processed foods. Have you ever opened a can of soup when you felt tired, or just because you didn't want to cook? A quick dinner, reheated in under 3 minutes, seems harmless. But did you know that just 1 can of soup can push your blood pressure into a dangerous range without you even realizing it? Many people think, but the one I buy is low sodium. The truth is, even with a low sodium label, 1 serving still contains 500 to 600 milligrams of salt. If you eat the whole can, as most older adults do, that number can exceed 1,200 milligrams. Yet the total recommended daily limit for people over 70 is only 1,500 milligrams. That means with just 1 light dinner, you've nearly maxed out your entire day's allowance. What are the consequences? When excess salt makes your body retain water, your heart has to pump harder to push blood through vessels that are gradually stiffening. For an older adult, that's like forcing a 40-year-old car to sprint. Are you sure it won't break down in the middle of the road? Many studies have shown that simply reducing sodium by just 1,000 milligrams a day can significantly lower the risk of stroke and heart attack in people over 65. That means you don't need to make a huge change. Just swapping out that can of soup is already something your heart will thank you for. The solution is simpler than you think. You can make your own vegetable soups using fresh or frozen vegetables, homemade bone broth, and season with herbs like onion, garlic, pepper, lemon. These swaps aren't only healthier, they taste better, and most importantly, they won't put added stress on your heart. So what's next? It's something sweet, charming, often gifted on holidays, but it hides a deadly fat you'd never expect. 6. Pastries and industrial desserts. Do you still remember the smell of cookies baking whenever guests came over? Or the sweet birthday cake for your grandchild's special day? For many, sweets are more than food. They're memories, special occasions, comfort on lonely afternoons. But sadly, your heart doesn't care about feelings when it's up against trans fats. Most industrial pastries, from muffins and cookies to packaged snack cakes, are loaded with refined sugar and trans fats, also known as hydrogenated fats.
Did you know that consuming just 2 grams of trans fat per day, the amount in a single small cookie, can increase the risk of heart attack by more than 20% in older adults? That's not just a warning. It's the conclusion of a PubMed meta-analysis on the link between trans fat and coronary artery disease mortality. How do trans fats work? They raise bad cholesterol, LDL, while lowering good cholesterol, HDL, leaving your arteries both clogged and stripped of their natural defenses. In younger people, the body still has time to repair. But after age 70, when arteries are stiff and the heart is weakening, even a tiny bit of the wrong fat can be the last straw. If you still crave a little sweetness, you don't have to give it all up. Try fresh fruits like berries, apples, or even a small piece of pure dark chocolate. When baking at home, you can swap sugar for mashed bananas or applesauce, use whole grain flour, and add a touch of cinnamon or nutmeg. Still fragrant, still soft, but without pushing you closer to a heart attack. And what about white bread? It looks more neutral than pastries, right? But you'll be surprised to learn that it can send your insulin skyrocketing and then crashing down, silently damaging your heart every single day without you realizing it.
5. White bread and refined starches. Have you ever thought, what's so dangerous about white bread? It's light, easy to eat. True, it's easy to eat, but also easy to spike your blood sugar and then drop it, leaving invisible scratches on your blood vessels day after day. Refined starches like white bread, bagels, white pasta, turn almost immediately into sugar once inside your body. For younger people, insulin can handle that sugar load quickly, but after age 70, your ability to process sugar declines, and those roller coaster blood sugar swings gradually damage blood vessel linings, raise triglycerides, and make it easier for plaque to build up. Did you know that strong blood sugar fluctuations increase the risk of stroke and heart disease, even in people without diabetes? That's why so many still think, my blood sugar isn't high, until a heart attack strikes without warning. Not only that, white bread and refined starches are stripped of fiber, the very thing that slows digestion and helps keep blood sugar steady. Without fiber, you not only get hungry faster, but your pancreas has to strain harder every time you eat. The solution? Start making gradual swaps. Move toward whole grain bread, brown rice, oats, or sprouted grains. If whole wheat bread feels too dry or heavy, try sprouted grain bread. It's softer and easier to digest. Even replacing half of your servings each week can make a big difference in how full you feel, your energy levels, and especially how steady your heartbeat is after meals. But there's something else that causes even bigger swings in your blood, and it doesn't come from starch. It comes from the drink you reach for every day to quench your thirst, but in reality, it may be wrecking both your 4. Sugary drinks and diet sodas. You may not eat candy every day, you may not overuse salt, and you may stay away from fried foods, but do you drink soda? Whether it's regular or diet, the scary question is, how much longer can your heart keep up if you continue? 1 can of soda, diet or not, can contain 30 to 50 grams of sugar. That's 8 to 10 teaspoons. You might not feel anything right away, but after every can, your pancreas is forced to release a flood of insulin to handle that sugar load. And as this cycle repeats, your body stops responding well to insulin, insulin resistance develops, blood sugar rises, and your blood vessels start to take damage from the inside. And that's not even the worst part. A study published in Circulation in 2024, involving over 200,000 participants, found that drinking just over 2 liters of artificially sweetened beverages per week raised the risk of atrial fibrillation, AFib, by up to 20%. Even sugar-free sodas aren't safe, because artificial sweeteners also affect blood vessel walls and the heart's nervous system. Not to mention, sugary drinks make you gain weight without you realizing it, since they don't create a feeling of fullness.
As your weight increases, blood pressure rises, cholesterol becomes imbalanced, and you know how much harder your heart has to strain to handle all of that every single day. So what should you drink instead? Start with the simplest swaps: plain water, herbal teas, sparkling mineral water with a slice of lemon or cucumber, or a splash of pure fruit juice in a tall glass. You still get flavor, still feel refreshed, but without forcing your heart to pay the price. Do you think drinks are the most dangerous? Not quite. There's a food that causes chronic inflammation in your heart without you realizing it, because it's fried and reused oils, sold everywhere, and smells so tempting it's hard to resist.
3. Fried and battered foods. Do you remember the last time you had fried chicken? Maybe it was a family gathering or simply a treat on the weekend. But if you think a little fried food won't hurt, you need to hear this. When cooking oil is heated to high temperatures, especially when reused multiple times, as in restaurants or fast food places, it breaks down into a host of toxic compounds, including trans fats, aldehydes, and free radicals. These substances attack the lining of your blood vessels, causing inflammation, damaging artery walls, and accelerating atherosclerosis, the buildup that clogs arteries, narrows them, and makes blockages more likely. And once the arteries narrow, your heart has to pump harder to push blood through. For a heart over 70 years old, that's no longer just effort, it's a daily battle. Not to mention, many restaurant chains still use old oil, frying batch after batch all day long, turning every fry, every piece of fish, into a mini-bomb filled with toxic fats. Even at home, if you reuse oil too many times, you're quietly harming yourself. So is there a solution? Absolutely. Air fryers, baking, steaming, boiling, all preserve flavor while cutting out nearly all of the risk. If you really want to fry, use a small amount of fresh olive oil or avocado oil, keep the temperature below 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and coat lightly with whole grain flour. No need to make it extra crispy. But there's something even worse. Even if you use good oil and the right method, you still can't escape one type of convenient meat that is extremely dangerous because it contains preservatives that can cause permanent damage to your blood vessels.
2. Processed meats. Have you ever opened your fridge, grabbed a pack of deli meat or sausages, and thought, this is convenient, easy, not too bad? The truth is, the more convenient, the more dangerous. And for those over 70, that risk is no longer trivial. It's a matter of life and death. Processed meats, like sausages, bacon, salami, ham, contain a dangerous mix: salt, saturated fats, and especially nitrites and nitrates, preservatives that keep the meat pink and attractive, but cause serious harm to blood vessels. Did you know that in the body, nitrites can turn into nitrosamines, a compound classified as possibly carcinogenic to humans, and one that directly damages the inner lining of arteries? When blood vessels become inflamed and stiff, blood no longer flows smoothly, and the heart, once again, has to overwork. Many people still think white meat is safe, but the truth is, eating processed meats just a few times a week, according to international meta-analyses, can raise heart disease risk by up to 40%. For older adults whose circulation is already fragile, that number isn't just a warning, it's a cry for help. So how can you still enjoy tasty meals without wrecking your heart? Go back to fresh meats: chicken breast, turkey, or lean cuts of beef and pork, cooked simply with vegetables and natural herbs. If you enjoy a smoky flavor, look for products clearly labeled nitrate-nitrite free, or experiment with beans, tofu, lentils, rich in protein, easy to digest, and completely free of preservatives. But there's still one last culprit, more dangerous than all the rest, because even the smallest amount each day can raise your risk of heart attack by 20%, and it hides in everyday foods found in every supermarket from big cities to rural towns.
Number 1. Trans fats and hydrogenated oils. Have you ever read a food label, seen the words partially hydrogenated oils and just skipped over it because you didn't know what it meant? Unfortunately, that tiny line of text could be the very thing raising your risk of heart attack by over 20% from just a snack cake, a single cookie, or a bit of margarine. Trans fat, also called hydrogenated fat, is an artificial fat once marketed for decades as better than butter. In reality, it is one of the most harmful substances for the heart ever introduced into food. According to a meta-analysis published on PubMed, consuming just 2% of daily energy from trans fat, that's about 2 grams, an amount easily found in a single packaged snack, can raise the risk of heart attack and death from coronary artery disease by 20 to 32%. How does it harm you? It sharply raises bad cholesterol, LDL, drastically lowers good cholesterol, HDL, throws off your lipid balance, accelerates plaque buildup inside arteries, and makes already weakened vessels in older adults even more prone to rupture or blockage. What makes trans fats even more dangerous is that you don't see them, you don't taste them, yet they're hiding in countless convenience foods, packaged cookies, chips, margarine, processed cakes. And once plaque begins forming inside your blood vessels, there is no way to remove it except through surgery. The solution? Read labels carefully. If you see partially hydrogenated oil, don't buy it. Prioritize fresh foods, home-cooked meals, and healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or nut butters made from almonds or cashews. You don't need to live extremely. Just choosing the right fats already takes a huge burden off your heart. So now you've learned the 7 silent foods that damage your heart after age 70. But the most important part isn't just recognizing them, it's what you choose to do with this knowledge today. You've just walked through 7 foods that seem harmless, but quietly wear down your heart every single day. Maybe you've eaten them for 20 years. Maybe they're part of family meals tied to memories, convenience, or even comfort during hard times. But today, you know the truth. And once you know, you have the power to choose differently. No one is asking you to change everything in one day. But remember this. Every time you swap a canned soup for a homemade vegetable soup, every time you choose water instead of soda, every cookie you leave on the supermarket shelf, that's one less blow to your heart. Start with one food, one small action. Then a week later, swap another. This isn't dieting. This is caring for yourself, with awareness, with understanding, and with love. You may no longer be 20 years old, able to eat recklessly, but you still have time to live another 5, 10, even 15 years with a heart that is strong, clear, and at peace. If this video has helped you realize something important, share it with someone you love, your parents, your partner, or even yourself, because sometimes just one video at the right moment is enough to save a heart. Take care of your health. See you in the next video, where we grow older together without growing weaker.